this will be the first video in a video series playlist that will teach people who know how to trade with an API. So that's, in essence, what you're doing is instead of clicking on things on the broker interface, like how many shares you want to buy, long or short, blah, 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 market order, like trading stop loss, whatever, submit. Instead of doing that, we're going to write instructions here for the computer to execute on your behalf, bypassing that UI using an API. So UI stands for user interface, API stands for application programming interface. So like instead of a user interface, it's a programming interface. So, what we're doing is just talking to the broker's backend instead of using their API, like instead of clicking on things. And this course is aimed at people who, know how to do that, but have no programming experience. If you have a programming experience, this course is going to be very tedious for you because we're going to explain things from the very beginning. I remember trying to get into coding, and I was just baffled by everything. And people don't say this does this and this is, and you open up a terminal inside a folder, like things like that. Anyway, but this is for very beginner programmers. If you've done a Python course, maybe a free code camp Python course, do that first maybe. If you're not confident with reading a very high level language like Python, but you definitely need to know how to trade. Like we're not going to go over what a trailing stop loss is or what a limit order is or something like that. We already know how to do that. We're pretty wild to come and try and start trading with an API first. You should trade with the UI first. Okay, with all that said and done, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be you should go and create a paper trading account. I trust you can do that by yourself. And what we're going to be doing is, this is the UI I was talking about. This is the UI I was talking about. Like you can put in the quantity you want, and you can click review order and then send order. So instead of that, clicking on buttons, we're just going to give the program, we're going to interact with the back end of this, Alpaca's back end, and tell it what to do. Alpaca, I prefer interactive brokers, but Alpaca has very, very simple API to start off with. So we're going to use that, and it's dead easy to set up a paper trading account. It takes 2 seconds. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using their API, which is a bunch of instructions basically of how to connect to their backend. So it's the interface with which you can connect to their system, and their system will make trades and stuff for you, obviously. So this is the document, like the docs, the API reference that tells you exactly how to interact with their backend. And this is on Alpaca, docs.alpaca.market. So it's on their actual domain. So this is their stuff. And, you would know, so it gives you all the different programming languages you can use that the docs are in. So you can say, I want to do it in Java, or I want to do it in not Rust. I don't have Rust here. But a big surprise. You can say I want to do it in Python, and definitely we're going to be doing it in Python because that's the most financy programming language. If you learn Python first, you can't go wrong. Like everyone's it has Python integrations, etc., etc. So as you can see here, is a whole bunch of stuff like request headers, and this is the actual the location of their API on their domain. We're not going to worry about that at all because we're going to make it even easier than this very easy documentation. We're going to use alpaca-py, and this is a wrapper basically. Like this is the official wrapper for their API. So with this, you don't even have to worry about all this. You don't have to worry about headers and all this stuff. So this was a wrapper for it. It's going to make it even more easy, like a user interface for the API basically, but it's still coding. It just abstracts it out away a bit. Great. So what you should do is make an Alpaca demo account, and then start with this. Install Homebrew. You need to go to this. You just search for installing Homebrew, or on your Mac. I'm actually a Linux person, but I'm using Mac because the majority of people will probably use Mac. yeah, anyway, so you need to copy this install script here from the Homebrew website, and you can you open it up, place it in your terminal like that. So copy paste. But but first of all, you should probably download this called VS Code, and it's an IDE, basically Word word processing, but for code. So download this, just go search for it and download it, set it up on your computer, then on your desktop, make a folder called anything, whatever, Alpaca Trader API, and then go into this VS Code and go, open folder and open that folder, Alpaca Trading API. And you'll have nothing in here, but you can create new files like that. .py is the extension for Python. So this is a Python script, Python file, and this is just a markdown file, which is just a convenient way to write normal stuff that isn't code in an IDE or, coding environments, that kind of thing. Anyway, so yeah, you should run this install script. And for me, so it asks for your password. And for me, it's going to just update Homebrew because I've installed Homebrew already. But for you, it'll have, it'll have the same thing up till here. But soon, mine will say updating, yours will say installing or something like that. So just have to wait for all this to get done. Mine's going to go a lot quicker than yours because you'll have to do it from scratch. So once that's installed, the next thing to do is install Python. And so now we're using Brew and we're installing Python from Brew, right? So we're using the Brew package manager to install Python. So you can type that out and click enter. And mine says it's ready installed and up to date. Always look at what your terminal is saying. It's like your computer talking to you. It's very important to check what they're saying. And now that we've installed Python, right, the language, we've installed language, now we need to copy this command and click paste to install Alpaca PY, which is that wrapper that I was telling you about here. This. So we'll install this wrapper. Okay, so now mine says requirement already satisfied because I've installed it before, but yours might take a while and have some other baffling gobbledygook for you. But don't worry about it. There might be warnings, but don't worry about the warnings for now. So now, you can go Control L to clear your terminal if you like, if you prefer that anyway. But great. So now we've installed the stuff we need to install. Oh, and by the way, you can, what very good practice is after you've installed something to just check if they're actually installed. So you can go Python 3 and if you click up, by the way, you'll get to a command that you've executed recently. Look, you can go to all the things that you've done. So go Python 3 version, enter, and if it gives back this this output Python, and this is the version that we have installed, then it's installed properly. And to find out whether alpaca-py is installed properly, you go pip3 show alpaca py. So basically there we go. See, it's printing out the version number, so now you're all good. So all those things are installed properly now. Now we can go over to make a file called setup.py and start copying out this stuff as we go through it. So from this thing, Alpaca, which is what we installed just now, import trading client. So, and which is this? What we're doing is we're instantiating this trading client with our credentials here, and this is what you need to put in there. You go down here. It'll say, mine says regenerate, but for you it'll say generate. I don't want to change them, so I'm not going to regenerate. But for you, just click generate, and the key will come up with the secret. And you take those, copy paste those two things in, you place them in here in order. And basically, so now we're instantiating this trading client object with these credentials. And we're saying that, yes, it's a paper account. Paper equals true. Cool. So now we have this trading client object. And from that, we can get our account. So on this trading client thing, we can get our account according to these, this particular account with these, but this is basically like an email and password for our account. But, like computer speak version, and it authenticates us. It says if this person knows these two things, then there must be the person, the owner of the account. Anyway, so we are from the trading client, we're getting our account, and this will send all the data, reprogramming from the right to the left in general, but it'll send it all into this variable that we've defined here. So this will include all the information about our account. We're just getting the account, so we're not saying like what part of information do we want in this account. It's just everything. So from a free code camp tutorial, you'll see that you can print out things like this. You could type anything you want here, but I've just gone status and then our account.status. So the status on this account variable that we've put. So we put all this data into this variable, and now we're accessing all the data using .status. So now how you run a script like this is you type it out like that, and you click enter. So Python 3, and then just the script name. And a very cool thing is if you don't want to type it out like manually, you just go tab. And if you typed out enough of it already and you click tab, then it will autocomplete it. So you can run that, and it should. So that's the success. So what it's done is it accessed using this Trading Cloud object, this thing. It's gotten the account from, like, it went and collected all the account information, put it inside this variable, and now we're printing it out here. We're accessing it on this thing. Just to point out, because I know you guys are beginner programmers, any intermediate programmers go away, because I'm doing what I wish that someone had done for me. Look, this isn't a set thing. I've defined that status before. So now I'm not saying status is something. I'm just printing out the thing. So now if we do this again, it'll just print that. And obviously, we can say whatever we want here. Gobbledygook is this. So gobbledygook is that. We're just naming whatever, Great. So account status, we could also call it account status, which is probably better anyway. So now we're going to uncomment the rest of this. So as you can see, what we're doing again is all we're doing is from that same object that we've gotten the account and placed inside this object. So we're placing all the account data inside this account. We were accessing status there and cache on it here, and short enabled on the same thing. So instead of printing out all the data, we're just choosing our account dot cache. It's like a slash, like a URL or folder structure, Within our account, we just want cache there. So now if we run this again, it should print out all those things. So account status is that. Our cache is $100,000, I assume, and shorting enabled. Yes, we are. Our account has shorting enabled. Great. And now what is banging on about, we should just check this out. So that was us accessing stuff on there. But if we just want to print the whole thing, we can just print the whole thing like this. So obviously that's all gobbledygook. Like we're not going to want to access all of this at the same time all the time. So we're going to obviously go dot something. But this is all the information about the account. And you can see it's not formatted nicely, but you can see there's the status, active, crypto status is active, currency equals US dollars, buying power equals that, blah, 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 blah. Great. So what we've done in this is we've installed all our stuff, and we have run this script, and we've learned how to get our account, and on our account access different things that we could use, in our trading strategy, like if our maintenance margin, if our maintenance margin is above some level, then cease all trading. We can tell our script to do that, something like that. Anyway, great. So if you have any questions, then I'll put the Discord link in the bottom of this, and you can join the Discord. Someone will be happy to respond to you and answer questions. The Discord is of a side project of mine called Immutable Track Record, and it's a way, basically, it's a UI and a way for traders to log their trades immutably to the blockchain. So basically a incontrovertible, provable track record rather than like a trading journal or just like printing out your results. This way you can log it to the blockchain, and it's frozen in time at that point, and no one can, as long as you're associated with that wallet address that logged the trade, no one can, it's incontrovertible that you made that decision at that time. So yeah, that's why it's called immutable track record. So yeah, join the Discord of Immutable Track Record, and I'll be there, or someone will be there to answer questions you have about this course in general.